Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. Here we are to Paul's Monday Market Update number 221 for Monday, 13th of April, 2026. I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good Easter period. Hope you've enjoyed this volatility in the markets, whether you be engaged or merely sat on the sidelines watching the shenanigans play out. Either way, it has been quite some couple of weeks, hasn't it? Anyway. For those of you joining us for the first time, the Monday Market Update is just that. It is me just flying through as much as I possibly can do in the sort of next 30 minutes. I'm looking to effectively give you some insight on strength and weakness within FX indices and commodities. I look at some charts of some stocks or ETFs that are of interest you might want to add to your watch list, and then a look at the live markets. It's not a signal service. It's not trade recommendations. It's just me sharing with you what I'm looking at the moment, which might be of relevance or interest to yourselves. As always, you're very welcome here. Just remember, you are always responsible for your own trading decisions. And if you want a little bit of help and support in your own trading journey, the VTP Trader Accountability Group will be running through Q2. It's where we look to build discipline, accountability, and consistency in your trading and in building your trading business. Once again, if you want to join us, the QR code will take you there, or you can ping me if you've got any questions about that. Okay, here we go. Some of the charts of interest. So this is just me putting up a few charts of interest, talking about some normally kind of equities or commodities or ETFs that are of interest, whether it be through earnings or whether the actual price action on the charts. Okay, the charts are always pretty simple there. Okay, normally weekly charts, a blue 20 period, red 50 period, and green 200 period moving average. So as you see, Goldman Sachs, they released before the open today. It looks like the sort of the flash news that I saw there is that basically they were printing well, okay, doing well. But intriguingly, what we were looking for, okay, is invariably that we've seen, we'd had that kind of ceasefire pump there, but interestingly, in the pre-market, we're a little bit off that, even with those good numbers. And that has said maybe that's a little bit of a reflection, okay, a little bit of a reflection of the overall kind of nervousness after the failure of those talks yesterday. So, well, as we can see, we've looked at these guys a while. It's been in a fantastic uptrend, hasn't it? Fantastic big weekly uptrend. Came off due to the war to $800. We talked, I think, a little bit about it pivoting around 800, and would the 50 continue to act as the kind of great support it has done in the past? And invariably, we can see it kind of reversed, and we've pushed our way back up higher. So, yeah, no surprise to see maybe the pre-market's holding a little bit lower, but I'd say that's still overall bullish. All right, but many people would say Goldman Sachs is it is sensitive to sort of risk appetite and volatility spikes. In my work, we've had plenty of them. So a lot of people would look at Goldman Sachs as a bit of a kind of a pure confidence proxy. All right, namely, sort of its strength is a reflection of kind of some risk on conviction. That's what we'd be looking there. And I think, yeah, if we get good news from the rest of the financial sector, okay, well then, and we get some clarity on what's going on with Iran, well then, to me, that would be bullish and have us pushing back towards the 950 area. Next one is JPMorgan. So they're sort of releasing tomorrow after the close, okay, but invariably, listen, everybody knows JPMorgan, big best-in-class US bank, strong balance sheet, strong capital positions. Okay, so their income's normally sort of supported by higher rates, and should we continue to see the kind of the flux or the flip that we had seen from interest rate cuts to possible interest rate hikes, that will help them going forward. But what we will see is that very often kind of JP Morgan's kind of it's seen as a little bit of a almost like a little bit of a defensive leader, all right, within that financial sector during areas of uncertainty. Once again, like Goldman's, you can see this has been it's been a great trend there, hasn't it? Okay, overall great trend, but we came off and we came back to sort of $300 in the 50 period moving average. And I think I talked about, a few of these a few weeks ago about, would that 50 act as support, would the big round number of 50 act as support? And certainly the kind of the ceasefire helped that in terms of, pumping price back up above the 50, back up above 300, back up above the 20. The sort of pre-market's a little bit lower there. Okay, perhaps no surprise, but I think maybe it would not surprise me if we get maybe a drift into 300 in front of their numbers, and if we get good numbers and some good messages from the Americans or the Iranians, well then once again we kind of work our way higher. But it's almost like kind of price sort of coiling up around 300. And good numbers we push higher, poor numbers or some a turn for the worse in the war, and we drop lower. But we're into that point where we're looking to it's we're going to be making a decision in the next 48 hours, I'd suggest.